Hey guys, welcome back. Today we have amazing guy, Mr. John Bronco, and my friend said that he has some pain and discomfort on insertion of his biceps. So from the previous story, John was doing a lot of preacher curl, right?
Right.
And John right now 245. He's do a high volume. And how long do you have this?
About 2 months.
2 months ish. So it was worse, right? Now it's a little bit better. But how much you still have discomfort from the beginning?
4, like I said.
4 of 10. So, and how much it was in the beginning? Like
6, 7.
6, 7. So that was fairly severe, right? So 2 months, it's a decent amount of time that the healing process begin. But as I explained a little bit, John, earlier, that it's most likely because his biceps start creating some micro tears right here, and because it's insertion of his bicep and has not that much of the blood supply, the recovery here happens way slower compared to like the main part of the muscle belly. So when it's really rare to see the injury somewhere in the middle of the muscle belly, right? Because big, strong, has tons of blood circulation, and if something happens, the recovery here go way faster. But if we're speaking about the insertion or origin of the muscle, where muscle belly shrink, it's a lot more fascia, connective tissue, ligaments, and then actual attachment to the bone. There, everything works way slower because it's designed just to hold a crazy pressure. But if something happens, the recovery go way slower. So please, anytime when you feel you achieve that level of tension that it's too much and it's on origin or insertion, please give it a little bit time, stretch, and make sure you can improve your recovery. Like this is no synergist. This is a pure bicep, because when you do this, you don't have pain, right?
Right.
And why you don't have pain like this? Because your brachialis involved, right? So this muscle, normally speaking, boys go so crazy, like with let's say hammer crawls, right? So they even overload the brachialis and they have a lot of pain right here, which, yours is sore and tight, but it's totally fine. In your case, you've been working a lot isolate, right?
Right.
Correct. To make all the focus and effort go to your biceps. And what happened? Your tendon, right? Your attachment became slightly injured. Again, when it's a micro tear, nobody feel. Oh yeah. So you said a couple months ago, right?
Yeah, I think I changed up my training. I do a shit ton of preacher curls now, so I think that's why.
Okay. New movement, more isolated, right?
Right.
How heavy? Heavy?
Pretty heavy. It's just a lot of volume.
High volume?
High volume.
Barbell, dumbbells?
Machine and barbell.
Uh-huh. So the whole point is actually bring more blood, more oxygen, right? Break down the adhesion, the buildup. So if it's a 2 months, it's definitely not an acute phase. It's in a healing phase. The problem is that if healing kind of stuck in, right, the body could capsulize the inflammation And the pain from level 7, 8, when it's like a high level of discomfort, you barely function, go down to like 3, 4, but it's remained there for months. And the only option to fix, it's kind of come back there, open up everything, you know, and create the signal for the body that it needs to be fixed again. Now, the first what we need to see if we have a full range of motion in the biceps. What do you feel right now?
No pain.
No pain, okay. See, biceps involve heavily when we do back and have a big back, right?
Right.
Biceps involve when we do shoulders. One of the good way to fix this type of cases, again, not a medical recommendation, as I am not a doctor, just experience which I've been heard from my clients. It's platelets replacement therapy, PRP. They pretty much take some amount of your blood, spin and take the platelets, re-inject on injured spot, and it significantly improve healing quality and the time of the recovery. However, again, require doctor analysis. You know, you need to talk to your prime care. You know, make sure that your health allowed you that. You have no other issues. But it's a really common practice in a professional sport world, and you know, just for people who somehow get injured. This guy has a huge arms. Jesus. 245?
245.
See, again, always brachialis, even the form, right? Because sometime when all the muscle synergists are tired, exhausted, or not able to fully perform their function, everything comes to your biceps. And obviously biceps need help. A little bit later, we will work on a front deltoid. Hey guys, just wanna repeat what I said earlier, that this is not a professional medical advice, right? I'm not a doctor. I'm only sharing my personal experience, which I developed over years of working as professional massage therapist. Anything you do with your health, include stretching, workout, changing your health routine, should go with agreement from your prime care based on your current health situation. So my basic suggestion to anyone who has this type of situation would be A, obviously take off all the direct stress on the muscle group, which can aggravate or make the situation worse. That's number one. Number two, continue movement, because you cannot stop using the muscle. The minute you stop using the muscle, body will start slow down the healing process. So you need to do your daily routine, but avoid that angles. Like John said, when he does the hammer curls, because the brachialis involved, there's no pain. But supinated, that's where he feels discomfort. So when you have that discomfort, try avoid that position, right? So use more synergist muscles. Number 3, I would say heat, cold, and self-massage. You can do it as much as you want. I mean, I understand that most of you probably never try to reach your own biceps that deep, but it's totally possible. You can use different devices like, all the different massage machines, but on a super light settings. My suggestion, light but more often than really hard but once in a blue moon. What I'm trying to do right now is break down the adhesion on a fascia down on his biceps insertion and improve the blood flow to this area so the recovery will speed up. How long it will take? Well, if we have 2 months situation, it's already can qualify as a chronic situation, and John just have to be on top of it and continue stretching, gently work out. Again, same thing. Always do not forget to use massage on your brachialis, which is synergist, because if your brachialis would be in a healthy and strong position, it would help your bicep and many movements, because it's one of the biggest synergists and brothers, like a little brother to your biceps. And if your brachialis exhausted, everything come to your biceps, which we often use this trick when you want to do actually only your biceps. You exhaust your brachialis prior to that, but if we actually need the help of brachialis, then I would say keep your brachialis in a healthy condition and massage this muscle, like this one, as well. The last advice, I would say, prevent injury way easier, and the most important, cheaper than fix them. Because if you're sensitive to your body always communicate with you. You have a pain somewhere, and you know that's a pain not because you just did a lot, it's some kind of not a good pain. Check it out. Wait. Stretch. Take a super light weight. Please do not over push. It's way better to skip one day of workout, nothing bad happen, than to go to that one day to the gym, hurt yourself, traumatize, and then be out of the gym for months. That would set you back. One miss a day or even a week, go to the sauna, steam room, buy a few bags of ice and make the ice bath. Fantastic anti-inflammatory, those who can. I mean, I understand it's not for everyone. Sauna, steam room as well. If you have cardiovascular situation, any blood, heart issues, please consult with your prime care. But generally speaking, hot bath with Epsom salt, symptom. Preventative self-care, always much easier and cheaper than fixing any trauma or injury. Oof, mister. Damn it. Jeez. Wow. Thank you guys. See you later.